Blog Talk Radio.
The motherfucking saga continues.
Yo, what's up, world? It's badass thuggin' like I usually do, and you better turn it up, bust some speakers out, cause we off the motherfucking cuff. You dig how we do it? Dog Pound Gangsters 2000 and beyond.
What's up with it, y'all? Man, don't change that down. This your player partner, the legendary Cocaine. And you tuned in live to Off the Cuff Radio. Better not touch that down.
Yeah, this is Cassidy, the hustler. And right now, you listening to the Guillotine. Show them the respect they deserve, man. Off the Cut Radio, man. Y'all already know how they doing it, man. I need y'all to stay tuned. They've been doing it for years, so show them the respect they deserve. And you heard it out of bars, mouth. Easy.
Keep it moving like this. Yo, this your boy Rampage. You're not rocking with the best. With Off the Cuff Radio. Classic. History. Fix your face to all you haters. We off the cuff, baby.
What's up, everybody? This your girl, Bonnie Dollars, the Queen of Trap, representing Crenshaw, and you are now tuned in with Off the Cuff Radio. What's up?
What's up, y'all? This is Miss Irresistible, giving a shout out to the livest show on Friday nights, Off the Cuff Radio, and I'm live from the 704. Make sure y'all tune in for the blazing hot music.
What it ain't, what it do. Chili Chill from that original Lynch Mob. And Off the Cuff Radio, always where it's at on Friday nights. West, y'all.
I'll tell you something else. I fuck you right where you breathe. Two shits about you or nobody else. Yo, Zah, what up?
I'm still on him. He tried to be a thief in here. Let's keep it clear. You cheap as beer and your sneakers weird. Grown dog, you gotta be kidding me. My shirt is from France, my socks is from Italy. I got the juice, nothing sweet but it's simply just a fact that you niggas are mini me's. I got my groove back, my heart be in the boom back. I'm probably that nigga, bitches be like, who's that? These new jacks didn't even get to use rap. You know the drill, he made us this, got his homie killed. You know the deal, fuck the club, I'm trying to hold my skills. I'm Holyfield, Mike Tyson couldn't hold me still. I'm joking ill, I lead the league, lil homie chill. I'm the greatest, anything else, I'll feel slated. I'll be debated with the Jay-Z's and Conway's. I'll be debated with the Jay-Z's and Conway's.
No, I'm with the pressure. Shit went wrong, but on the road to getting better, I even wrote it in a letter. Dear industry, we ain't with the coat-telling, co-signing, codependency, we are known felons. I won't stop to everybody on the globe yelling. You know how I rock, you can bring anyone you know and bet it. I'll just be a guard with a gold fetish, playing goldfish in the yard with an old chef. I used to traffic white. When I thought about my afterlife, I passed the dice, man. These comedians don't be acting right. I slapped them like, yeah, your son gay. You should ask your wife. Willow's known to be blown in the wind as a sacrifice. Don't make it hot when we snatch your ice. Oh, you Gladys Knight? Singing to the system, who passed the mic? I'm here to show you ain't rapping right, and more than half his height. At Wetters, I'm throwing dope in a bag of rice. And how you gotta act to fight, I'll beat them black and white. The only gray areas on the rad of mic. Still got work in the storage I can count on. This shit hot, but they don't amount to our songs. I walk paranoid and fly calm, then you die long. You ain't the hit, you the side job. I told them put some pep in they step. If it's ZAZA, you know it's only sevens on deck. I just ride by, cause you ain't gotta check to connect. I make a mess of your best, sit up and eject like a tape deck with a messed up cassette. These niggas all girly, should've flexed in barrette. I'm in a jacks, but I still got my head in a neck. That's going over your head like I just stared in a jet. We out. No, I'm with the pressure. Shit went wrong, but on the road to getting better, I even wrote it in a letter. Dear industry, we ain't with the coat-telling, co-signing, codependency, we are known felons. I won't stop to everybody on the globe yelling. You know how I rock, you can bring anyone you know and bet it. I just be a guard.
Oh, man. That's what I'm talking about right there. What it is, what it do. This is your man, King Eric, the media assassin. You're now tuned in to episode 506 of Off the Cuff Radio. Show sponsored by Da Vinci Clothing, Buddy Boy Entertainment, Jesse's Boutique, Fleetwood and the Cockpit, Core Financial. I got my host T-Max with the facts in the line. What's good, man?
Man, look, Monday night show when they just dropped an atomic bomb of awesome. Woo-wee! Yo.
Straight up.
Oh, man. Woo! Yeah, we started the show off right with this, man. That's fire. That's atomic. No, that's fucking nuclear, man.
I'm telling you. See, this is the beauty of what we do at Off the Cuff Radio, y'all. Before we bring on our guests of the night, I'm gonna let y'all know this show is anti-industry, man. The nicest of the nicest come up here. The legends come over here to get their flowers. But at the end of the day, it's all about the cats on the come up, man, because they hungry for that title. And the reason why I chose this man is because of songs like that, you know, that can make it can make you move your spirit a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I like them songs that make you just get out of bed and be like, yo, let's make the call. Let's bring this guy on. And, you know, listen to his projects and listen to some of his body of work. I like to analyze who I'm talking to. This guy here has a story to tell. He has a dope body of work. He's been putting in work in this rap game for 18 years, and now he's going to get his due. And on Off the Cuff Radio, that's what we're all about. We're about giving future prospects and future legends their appreciation. So, without further ado, let's all introduce the star of the night, ZAZA the God. What's good, my man?
Jip. What's good with you, brother? What's up with y'all?
Man, look, ZAZA the God, deity of the dope grammar, man, with that lyrical hammer. What happening, man?
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. That was boss.
Yeah, man. You know, look, like
man, we definitely had to get at you, man, because what people don't know is it was a battle. It was a battle today because, you know, we both had phone issues. I had a phone issue and you had a phone issue. So I was like, man, what the irony is this? But here we are, man. Here we are. Welcome to Off the Cuff Radio, man. How you doing tonight, brother?
I'm chilling, man. You know, roller coaster, but I'm good, man. I'm here. What's up, man? What's going on out there, man? We here.
Man, look, ZAZA, like King said, you know, this is the show. This is something that we at Off the Cuff Radio had always, you know, from his vision when he started this 8 years ago, and we're still moving today. This is the vision that we've had, you know. Heads like yourself, viscerally vicious with the verbiage on the mic, slapping, you know, all the niggas that don't do it right, man. I mean, and like you said, you've been at this for a long time, you know, but good things come to those who wait, and you definitely have lifted, you know, bench press and greatness.
Good looking, man. Good looking, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, I guess, you know, usually like we do about this time, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself. We got some time to run with it, so let's get the marathon of Marvelous going with it. Let's get it. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
You know, I'm born in New York City, Harlem, east side of Harlem, 130th and Park. And you know, I ventured down south and all that as a youth. You know, I had a crazy circumstance, crazy upbringing. This first time I'm putting this out on the story. So, I got kidnapped by a family member. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up down south in Fayetteville and all that. When I was about 6, 7, I stayed down there till about 11, going on 12. Then I came back to Harlem. You know what I'm saying? So that whole time I was down there, I didn't even know what my mom looked like. I didn't know what my family looked like. But you know, as time progressed, I figured that was for my best. I mean, it was a lot going on in Harlem, a lot of drug use, you know what I'm saying? And my family was in and out of rehabs and all that. So my uncle owned one called ARC in Harlem. Shout out to James Allen, rest in peace, that guy. He was a good man. He fostered a lot of how could I say, rebirths in a lot of addicts' lives in Harlem, Brooklyn, Queens, all over New York. So, you know, I came up in that situation. So I was around the pimps, pushers, killers, gangsters, niggas fresh from up north, from 13 on. You know what I'm saying? So those who was watching me, molding me, you know what I'm saying, all of the blood niggas that was coming straight from up top and all of that. So I got groomed up in that type of environment. And, you know, I ended up going to Rikers Island, doing my ones and twos. I never went up north. Thank the Most High, never made it up north. So I would say, you know, I had a very verse. I mean, side of life. I've seen a lot. I've been a lot of places. I mean, I had a country accent, New York accent. I could relate to a lot of different things. I don't know. You guys shoot some questions at me or something. You know, I don't want to go off on a tangent. You know what I mean?
No, it's all good. Remember, that's what we do on the show, but
no, it's all good, man. Yeah, it's all good, man. We're just trying to give you a little bit of a highlight, which is great, man. Now, and going on and talking about that part. Absolutely.
Yeah, like a lot of rappers got a good look. I'm saying they had a good situation, and you know they made the best of it. Salute to them. I mean, but you know I'm gonna go through it. I ain't going around it.
Absolutely, man. And during that time period, you had to find your way into music, man. Like, what was some of your musical inspirations growing up?
I would have to say it was a specific guy in Harlem I came up around called, his name was Brett. But it was broken down in an acronym for best rapper ever to touch the mic, and he kind of excelled. He had some interviews with L.A. Reid and all that. And I mean, that's when I heard about, you know, all of the funny shit that go on in the industry and all of that. You know, firsthand, he was fucking with Swiss. He was signed to Entertainers Basketball record label. That's basically Record Park. Yeah, you feel me? Shout out Greg Marius, God bless the dad.
Who were doing it?
Yeah, that's my sister godfather. So I was at the record. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I was the little nigga on the speakers. I never waited on no lines, stood on no gates, none of that. Like, you know, any shirt, anything that was popping, I was getting it. You know what I'm saying? I was there. Like, I was on the speaker, loving the whole situation. You know what I mean? Rest in peace, Al B, everybody that was there, killing shit, Terror Squad, all them niggas. I mean, but the birth of Harlem, or not the birth of Harlem, but the birth of that real big cinematic record vibe, I was there. I actually made a song for Greg Marius. He wanted me to make a song for him. This was wild, crazy, man. He wanted me to make a song for him, and I'll post it. I'm gonna post it after I get out the interview. And it was a tribute to Record Park, but I spoke as if I was in third person, so I was speaking as if I was Greg Marius. You know what I mean? And it was ill. I gotta put it out again, but it never got no real push or no traction because he had passed. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think he might have had colon cancer or something like that, to that nature. But you know, he was very he was a big instrument in my life coming up as a youth. So I was there. I mean, I was there, and that really inspired me. The dude Brett really inspired me. He was definitely one of those dudes, and I'm still learning how to do this. I mean, but he was one of them dudes that could come in the room. This shit could be about making cupcakes, and this nigga's gonna start rapping and not stop rapping, and everybody's gonna like rap when they leave that shit. Like, and I was always amazed by that skill. And more so than being lyrical, it was the fearlessness. You know what I mean? So I'm still trying to adopt that. You know what I'm saying? And come as, you know, courageous as I do in the booth in person. You know what I'm saying? All the eyes, all the cameras, that shit might sway you at times, but I learned a lot from watching that dude, man. So shout out to Brett, wherever he at. You know what I'm saying? Last time I heard he was on the run. and all that. So, you know, salute to that guy. I hope he all right, man. Respectfully.
Definitely. Zaza, I mean, the thing is, you know, you've gone through so much. And we got to shout out, you know, a little bit of Harlem, you know, in terms of the legends. Of course, Richard Pee Wee Kirkland, the great legendary, my homie DJ K-Slay. I mean, we got to shout out 139th, of course, Big L, where he came up. Malcolm X, 125th, 93rd. I mean, Lennox, shout out to Dane Grease and the crew.
That's a fact. What, $2 Lennox?
I mean, yeah, man. And I mean, you talked about in terms of the streets, because we got to give our listeners a little bit of the back history of when you're talking about the Bloods going on. You said you came up around the block, because this is, of course, going back, we could assume, to the early 90s, of course. Once again, shameless plug. If you have not picked up Sean Sotero's, you know, Dummy Boy book about Tekashi, you need to, because he gives a great, not only the story about Tekashi, which is, you know, for all the stuff that happened, we all know, but the backstory behind the Bloods in terms of what was going on, of course, with Leonard Deadeye McKenzie and, you know, OG Matt, you know, I mean, these, you know, that formed the UBN. I mean, it was crazy, man, because when you know, because so many heads, you know, Zaza, talk about what was going on, what goes on the street. Obviously, a lot of rappers don't live it. You were firsthand seeing it up close. What was it like during that time coming up when you really started seeing that gang element take the streets in terms of when it really, really got serious on the block?
Well, for one, it wasn't everybody wasn't blood. That's number one.
Understood.
And if you was definitely in the fold. You was definitely putting in work, and you wasn't just like they didn't just hear your name in the street. People was tapped into you behind the wall. So I would say around that time it was more or less because I was affiliated with the situation, so we was more or less painting the town red, as what we would call it at that time. So it was a lot of neutral territory, a lot of king territory, even some other oppositions. We bumped into some Zulu Nation situations and all that by Bronx River. Shout out Daddy Red Rose and them and all that. And it was really about us planting our flag and letting everybody know what we stood for. Unfortunately, we was younger. You know what I mean? While we was taking these super solid stances on life, we was younger and mature. So we was doing it through violence. We was doing it through destruction and intimidation. So when we moved around, we was really the guys, asking niggas what time it is, and 7:30, and you getting $1.50, and we checking everything on 125th Street, everything moving from the 8 train. Yeah, you feel me? So so
crazy. We know that.
You feel me? So niggas was out there, doing that shit. It was other big homies out there, shout out Big Blood from 125th, aka Nate Ski, he passed away. You had Wild Blood out there, the original Billy Badass himself, you know what I'm saying, who I was under and all that. So it was a lot of older homies out at that time. They just was fresh home and putting the younger homies on, so they wasn't incarcerated again like they are now. Now it's just a bunch of young niggas moving all stupid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But back then, the older niggas was just coming home again in that period, and keep it 1,000 with you. They was just hitting the rehab that my peoples worked in. So I was seeing this shit firsthand. Like my first introduction to this shit wasn't even. It was crazy. I'm walking, up 128th and Madison. I'm going to park. So it was a basketball court that everybody from Harlem know, across the street from the Boys Choir of Harlem, called the Biddies. And it was small. You could dunk on the shit and all of that shit. So everybody used to be there just going crazy. And it just so happens I never seen this shit in my life, my nigga. Like, I'm walking past this shit at nighttime, and I see a bunch of niggas. It's dark as fuck in the biddies at night, so we don't really be in there. It's a bunch of niggas, red bandanas on, talking blah and going crazy in there. I'm a young nigga. I'm like, what? I was kind of shook. I'm like, what the fuck is this? What's going on? Like, I wasn't privy to what was going on, bro. Like, it was shit moving before, I stepped off the porch with it. So when I got introduced to it, it was more or less through the older niggas in the rehab. I mean, when that was nighttime, when daylight came, that's when I started to ask questions. You know what I'm saying? Man, to keep it real with you, I was a young nigga, so they didn't even want me to be blocked. You know what I'm saying? They was like, nah, bro, this shit ain't for you. You know what I mean? Go to school, do that, and that's what's real right. So they had created this thing called Bulletproof. You know what I'm saying? So that was like for the young homies before you could actually be blood. You 15, 16, you bulletproof. Basically, you blood affiliated. So none of the bloods that fuck with you because they was fucking with everybody. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I became bulletproof, and from that, I started learning my information. I mean, eating my vegetables and coming on time to situations. And, I came home, and, the rest is history. I ain't going to get too deep into it. You know what I'm saying?
Understood.
But the rest is history. Everybody, I don't know about getting blessed in or doing nothing to another nigga to come home. You know what I'm saying? I just had to take my physical. You know what I'm saying? I got it on, and I fought back to the best of my ability. And being a small nigga, I was getting even more love. You know what I'm saying? I was a smaller nigga, so I got even more love. And from that, I was hyped. You know what I'm saying? I ain't have like my mom's was in the street. My mom's is a real nigga. Like, I don't know my dad and all that type of shit, which I don't give a fuck about. You know what I'm saying? So
understood.
These niggas was my family. Like, all the old niggas that was homie, those was the niggas that, kind of made up my father figure to my demise. You know what I'm saying? To my demise. But, I had to go through the fire to be bronzed. So I'm here, I'm sturdy. I appreciate the lessons I got from the older or the elders of the underworld, I would say. You know what I'm saying? So I'm more or less trying to, in these days, fast forward from all that, I'm more or less trying to, out of that chaos, create some order. I'm very big on, disciplinary measures as far as me just taking account of myself, taking account of my own energy, taking account of what I'm interacting with or what partake in. And I'm really disciplined. I'm really, ask questions, think before I act these days, and all that shit came from, all them years of creating the chaos. But I was there, and shout out all the guys, free the guys, and regular story.
Definitely, man. I mean, when you look at the game of hip-hop during that time, ZAZA, when you think about it, of course, this is the 90s, going into the 2000s. I mean, of course, K-Slay, like I said, God rest his soul, he was always pushing it in terms of the Street Sweeper series on the mixtapes. God, we miss him so much. When we look at Wu-Tang, what they was doing, this dude, pretty good basketball player, slick with the words. I think you know him. His name was Cameron, Cameron Giles. He started, to start making a little bit of noise. What was that energy like music-wise during that time, in New York City and Harlem, just kind of seeing a lot of these guys coming out from the music side representing from y'all, borough? Yeah.
Well, me being from Harlem, bro, like, that shit made, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. Dipset happening because you had DITC, so Harlem was already, kind of with their fingers in the rap shit, but you had Mace situation with Diddy, but those were singular, like, of course, like 1, 2 niggas here, but when you had Dipset pop out, that shit had everybody feel like they could be a rapper. Because the thing about Dipset when they first came out, see, they started spending super thousands of dollars on their clothing later. Like, in the beginning, it was Pepe shirt, Pepe jeans, academic jeans, long white T-shirts and bandanas. That was affordable for all of us. So that's why you see the whole Harlem looking like that. You heard? Right. It was affordable. We could do it. And keep it 100. I'm from the Harlem era where we tracked all night, and in the morning, niggas did they little bird baths. I kid you not, bro. Niggas go buy white tee, niggas go buy fresh socks, and pop back out like nothing happened. When we really in the trenches, that's just what it is. Like, and that's what the white tee theory, the white tee thing, it's affordable, man. Niggas gotta understand this thing about Harlem too, man. Like, you gotta get money, niggas, but it's really big. Getting money is really big in Harlem because you have a big demographic of Harlem that's poor as fuck. That's really poor as fuck, and it's because the big money getters and the big wigs is eating, they suppressing. I mean, they keeping it like that. It's a addiction thing, or it's, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of niggas that was coming up my age, niggas' moms was smoking crack, niggas' moms was shooting dope, or niggas' dad was up top. Niggas was out where their dad was hustling or getting money. Now, you either was the super fly nigga in school, you had all the Timbs, all the Nordica, all the Tommy, or you was a nigga like me in the beginning, because I had to learn my way and figure out how to get the money. But in the beginning, I'm white teeing it out because it's affordable. I could clean this shit. I'm outside. You feel me? My sneakers, I'm on Uptowns, regular shit. But as time progressed, I was able to, get in the streets and make some bread for myself. But a lot of the kids in Harlem at that time that was coming up under Dipset was not selling crack. Niggas was not outside doing that. These niggas was playing ball, my nigga. I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you. I was one of the first young, tough niggas playing with things, bringing them from Jersey to Harlem. And anybody I was attached to was probably on that time and before most of the Harlem. Like, niggas was jumping and, doing little school wars and all of that. But niggas wasn't active like that. We was still fucking kids. So, the fuck is that? Oh, that's probably the snake. Pardon me, G's.
It's okay.
Yeah,
yeah, you good.
Fast forward, a lot of that thing niggas seen. I love Harlem, bro. Let me say that first and foremost. I'm a Bronx nigga right now, and I gotta move with the torch because I've been here for 20 joints now. You know what I'm saying? I got lost in the Bronx, but I love Harlem to the core because that shit taught me how to take something that was fucked up, take something that was nothing, and make it. Like not for nothing. That's the place where niggas share clothes, man. Like, niggas need to know this about Harlem. Like, that's the place where niggas do the real brotherly love thing. Like, it's really like that. Or when I was coming up, it was really like that. So say I had something fucked up, my mans had a few things that was nice. He'd throw me something, but it might not be the flyest of what he got. He just throwing me something better than what I got. So you know what I do? Well, you know what most kids did that came from the situation. I cleaned the fuck out them shoestrings. I cleaned the fuck out them sneakers, bro. I cleaned the fuck out of whatever I got and ironed it and made it look better than when he had it. You understand? And that taught me discipline. That taught me to appreciate what I got and to really be on my best at all times, because I really remember not having it. I remember needing it. So, yeah, after I say like 18, I was putting that shit on every day. I'm cobbing out. I'm going to stores. I'm doing whatever I got to do to get a bag, because I will never be broke. I will never be a bum or seen less than, or have to go through that again. But Harlem made me with that shit, bro. Like, sharing the sandwiches. I done slept in Mount Morris Park with packs of crack and weed on me. Only thing was around me was the noises in the bushes, my nigga. I've been there, nigga. I done walked 40 deuce till I was tired, nigga. You heard? So the shit these niggas be talking about too much is not enough. The arcade down there, all the homies, we smashed that shit. I mean, that's why that shit not down there. And I'm not saying none of that to big it up. I just want people to see how I'm moving now as opposed to then and see the growth. Like, so listen, this is art. This is music. Like, I could be out here really doing something to people. I could be really out here with 50 on my jersey, about to go up and never come back. Nigga, I ate a lot of shit, a lot of humble pie. You know what I mean? I took some L's on the chin kindly, you know what I mean, respectfully, and that's what you hear in the music. I'm letting all that shit out in the music. And none of my music is fake, bro. You listen to my music, bro. Listen to every bar, every word. These niggas is liars. I don't talk about cars. I don't talk about jewelry. But I make you feel like, I know I make you feel like I got it or it's there, it's accessible, but that's not my reality, bro. You know what I'm saying? But that will be, because I deserve that. I want 150 on my neck. You know what I'm saying? I want something nice on my wrist. I want to feed my family till they can't be fed no more and all that. And that's what I'm doing this rap shit for, bro. I don't even want niggas to tell me I'm nice no more. Support or follow. Put my notifications on. Show me that you love me. Don't tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know how I know, niggas will tell you shit till you blue on the fucking face while you out here starving, eating cups of noodles and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't really with all that. I'm with the authentic process of this shit. So and I super appreciate y'all niggas for even reaching out. You know what I'm saying? Tapping into my music. Because I had a big dark cloud over my music. I'm not sure if y'all familiar with it, but you know what I'm saying? I'm just gaining some light. You know what I'm saying? I just had to press a few niggas for apologies and all that to get my energy back and what's so forth and all that. So I'm just getting over a big hurdle, bro. So this album that I'm about to drop, From Whom All Blessings Flow, everything godly with me. You know what I mean? So From Whom All Blessings Flow, that's going to be my project. That's really rooted in me getting next to niggas. Like, I got Great God on there. I got Pro Dylan. Great God, the hottest nigga besides myself. You heard? So we got him. We got Pro Dillinger on that joint. He's the hottest nigga in Queens right now. The Scummy. That's my guy. Like, these is niggas I really fuck with their music. I fuck with them as people. I mean, this ain't for no clout. Now, I slap dog shit out of niggas playing with them niggas. That's just what it is. Who else we got on there? We got my boy Cuss Diego. You know what I mean? He's definitely a Bronx native. Used to fuck with the Coke Boys and Drew Pop and GPK and all of that shit. He independent now. I got him on a project. That's my brother. Actually, my brother tapping in the physical. I got Isis I set on there. That feature is crazy. That's called Emerald Tablet. That feature is crazy. We on a different time. Like, we on a different time. Like, the lonely group is lonely for a reason, but we ain't by ourselves, hence the group. You know what I'm saying? We just isolated because ain't too many niggas like us. Ain't too many niggas on street time and then balancing it with the science, with the seance. You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep this shit in order. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. So y'all gonna hear some real godly shit. Y'all gonna hear some tough shit. Y'all ain't gonna hear no shit for the bitches on this project. That'll be the next project. You know what I'm saying? I got y'all.
He's like, we'll get back to the
I got y'all.
But it's about to block.
I'm not going to lie though. Just hold. Like, I got the first track already. Like the joint for the females. I threw a snippet out there. If niggas ain't catch it, I might throw the snippet out there one more time. If niggas don't catch it, the niggas will catch it on the project. But I got some shit, man, for the ladies and real grown man timing, new flows, new styles. I don't use niggas' styles. Niggas use mine. I don't dress like niggas. Niggas dress like me. I don't be copying niggas' lingo. Niggas copy mine. And this is word to everything. And you know what I'm saying? All this is going to come to the light. I'm just talking my shit right now. Because I don't be talking my shit. So I'm just talking my shit, which is all factory. I'm saying? All factories.
Man, yo, I mean, that's about as real as it gets in terms of how, and of course you said, you know, ZAZA, you representing the Bronx right now. So of course we got to shout out Bronx River Houses. We got to shout out, you know, the legendary Pistol Pete, SMM. We got to shout out Fordham, Decatur, you know, 183rd, you know, 141st, you know, Cypress. You know, shout out to, you know, of course, Terror Squad, you know, the other, you know, the Latin Pistol Pete, Fat Joe, Rich Player, you know, the whole crew out there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I mean, and the opening, and the track King opened up the show with, man. I was like, holy shit, this is somewhere between, you know, Alchemist and you know, a Mobb Deep, you know, expansion. I mean, that shit hit like fucking 2 tons of fish scale uncut. I was like, whoa.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. Tell us about how y'all cooked that up, man. About that track.
Well, Pepper's my guy. You know what I'm saying? He fuck with Trust Gang and all of that. I've been tapped in with him. So we were supposed to get a track in for a while, and he was looking for the right beat. And my son, I had bumped into a producer called Maxwell Dunn, and he was like, yo, let me send you some shit and all that. And I'm like, all right, let me see, man. I mean, I get a lot of beats, man, but let me see. So I checked the shits out, and that joint right there was just, I mean, the vibe was crazy. It was real dirty, real grungy, and I felt like it matched the vibe for me and Pep. Like, my son Pep, we both get fly, but you can smell the dirt on us. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the type of vibe, like, you know, it's just like that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that the track, the beat was classy, but it gave light to, I mean, the struggle. It gave light to that concrete shit in us. So, you know, I had my verse already done, and Pep, I told Pep come to the studio. He popped out to the Bronx. He popped out to my home base, Tokyo Shrimp Studio, and all that. Shout out Tokyo Shrimps. They engineer all my music, on 98% of it. So he popped out. We smoking on the ZAZA and all that, drinking good and all that. And I wasn't sure what he was going to spit, but when he spit, I'm like, okay, like, I heard this shit. The delivery, if you peep Pep joint, his shit is sharp. It's like a Ginsu, like ain't no wavering. It's just straight consistent. It's sturdy. It's just unwavering. And the punches, he started punching. I think he did that because he knew he was rapping with me, but he was punching from the rip, off the rip, and I think he thought I was going to come on the track. Usually I just attack aggressive, which I did, but I had more of a treatment, more of a content to my shit. Like, you know, like I said, I used to traffic white. Then I thought about my afterlife. I passed the dice. These comedians don't be acting right. I slapped them like, I know your son gay. You should ask your wife. And Willow's known to be blown in the wind as a sacrifice. That's just because the Will Smith shit just happened. And I'm like, yo, I never really cared too much about current events, but that was crazy. You feel me? And I had to speak about it from more or less like my perspective. Like, nigga, I'd have slapped the shit out of Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would have been reversed. Like, I can't see me getting slapped by Will Smith. Like, not jiggy with it. I know he a nigga from Philly, but he's way too far removed for all that, my God. You feel me? So that was just really, you know, crazy. I had to just point that out. The whole Willow punchline with the willow trees, the sacrifices on that and all that. And I know your son gay, you should ask your wife. All this is really hurtful towards a comedic nigga that I feel just pushed some propaganda, distracted us for a bit. So I just attacked that situation and dismantled it altogether. Like, I said some shit I don't think niggas gonna say to him, but I put it in a way where it's decoded, kind of. You know what I'm saying? I kind of decoded it in a way. So if you're a rapper, you're going to get it. If you're not really a rapper, not really into lyrics like that, it might fly over your head. But when I performed it at when I opened for Stove God Cooks at Chelsea Hall, me and Great God.
Shout out to Stove God, man.
Yeah, shout out to Big Stove, man. Shout out to Big Stove.
We gotta ask you in a second what was it like to meet him. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I spit it and it seemed like the crowd got it. You know what I'm saying? They was like that was the joint, like that shit punched, it hit hard. So I'm like, all right, you know, that shit was sturdy. I was a little nervous of that I get a little too deep and intricate with this shit, but I mean it was felt. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I love Pep Verse. And, you know, along with all the other shit I got on this project, it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy, man. If you ain't check out the snippets or the little clips I put up, man, we got Superior Beats on here, man. If y'all don't know who Superior Beats is, man, y'all got to go do y'all research, go do y'all Googling, man. You feel me? Very big producer, man. I'm gonna just leave it simple like that, man. Very big producer, produced for a lot. Actually, You know the project Stove God just dropped with 2 songs?
I haven't heard that. But I first got one to Stove God, ZAZA, going back to last year. Cause I'd actually listened to it last year. West Side Guns, Who Made the Sunshine. And I heard Stove God go off on it. I was like, God damn, does Griselda never not miss with these guys? I mean, whoever they bring in, these guys. Ooh,
right. They should have. Yeah, they Grammy nominated. You know what I'm saying? And you know, boy's fired. I mean, he got the torch right now. He's running with it. And you know, I'm there to support. I support the music. I support the culture. If it's fire, I'm gonna back it. You know what I'm saying? As long as you ain't doing no, you know, suspect type activities and all that, I'm gonna back it. I fucks with it. You know what I'm saying? So I was there in full flavor. I mean, not the same old low sweater. We outside. My son Great God was there. We had 13 in the photography. I mean, getting the real good photos. And my son Great God went out there, snatched the mic, spit a few bars, passed the mic to me. You know, I finished them off, and there was a few people already in the crowd that recognized me, already knew of my persona. And I mean, everything ended up, you know what I mean, being a good event. No violence, no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We smoked and made the fire alarm go off, but that's about it.
Definitely, man. When you look at New York hip-hop today, ZAZA, and from when you were coming up and where it is now, how do you feel about the change of it in terms of a lot of artists who have began to, you know, make their wave in the game?
I think, you know, with the underground, like the underground hip hop right now, I feel it's in, I mean, the best space it's really ever been. I mean, because if niggas peak game, like Mobb Deep, they had the underground sound, but them niggas was mainstream. I mean, it was with the majors, bro. You know what I'm saying? Pop, Big, anybody you could think of back then, they had to fuck with the majors. That's how we know them. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't, as you can see, it wasn't no money underground. It wasn't too many, I mean, avenues to create revenue in the underground at that time. So niggas had to sign them deals, sign them contracts, and link up with these corporations. But now, with the underground shit having such a stronghold, and like in the grassroots situation, whether it be URL battle rap, whether it be social media, you know, I forget the name of that shit, but you know, certain advertisements, you got Nims out there with the Fuck Your Life and Bing Bong and all that. Like, shout out to Nims, and all of that shit is due to, you know, us having them platforms and being able to have room to grow and room to kind of use our brains. I mean, to make money now. Like, if you a rapper and you got a fan base, I kid you not, man, you could make socks and get money. You know what I'm saying? If you got a platform, I've sold autographed refrigerator magnets, bro. You heard?
Yeah, and I mean merch. Merch is a big
especially
part
when
of
you start finding that. Yeah, I was gonna say, especially when you start finding that niche. Once you find that niche and you start finding what I like to call that core 300 audience, that one that's gonna wait outside in the rain for your show, or the one that's gonna be buying the vinyl, that's where you know you got something.
That's a fact. That's a whole fact. I mean,
and
that's what I'm aiming towards, man.
And one thing about it, it's always important to stay true to yourself in terms of the music, because at the end of the day, like King, you said, your core fans are always going to appreciate you from the perspective of understanding what you put into the art and what you are able to deliver, because that's how you get your fans in the first place.
The time you rolled it out this morning.
Yeah, but I mean that's just what it is, and that's something I think that's the most important. When you go into a writing session, ZAZA, what is it like for you in terms of where you got to get into your mode of creativity, and how do you get in that zone in terms of knowing what you want to deliver for a particular record?
I usually, I gotta like the beat. I've been in some situations where I got paid, and I might not have liked the beat per se, but I got paid, so I had to do the song, and it was still great, but not to my own understanding of greatness. Maybe they thought it was great. You know what I'm saying? But I've been writing so long. Recording so long, like it's like freestyling with a pen, but if I take my time, it's even worse. I mean, so I could just say ain't no special modes I gotta get in. As long as I got my ZAZA, I got my bud, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going through too much chaotic factors that day. I could usually sit down and knock out some fire. It's just really about me going to different parts of my memory or circumstances I've been through, and bringing that energy to the forefront or placing it in the future. Just manipulating my own mind, man. That's all. If I got the energy to do that, then I could do anything.
Got you. What have you learned about the industry so far? Oh, go ahead, King.
Say that again.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, what have you learned about the industry so far in terms of how it works, in terms of collaborations, making sure your music, the business of the music is straight, just everything that goes into it. What have you learned that other artists have to understand about what this means to be in this endeavor?
These niggas is not your friend, man. That's number one. Like I don't know who need to hear it, bro, but I don't give a fuck if that nigga's on your label, if that nigga's your boss. If you met that nigga through music business, that nigga's not your friend. You feel me? You keep that in mind, then you'll always keep your mind on your business. You know what I mean? You won't get caught up in emotional setbacks or, expectations. You're going to keep it strictly business and be able to keep your energy and yourself composed, because, when you thinking somebody is doing something for you because they like you and not because they're using you, it creates a big space for expectations and just emotional ties where there should not be. And 9 times out of 10, the artist is the one projecting that. And if I'm a businessman, I'm a millionaire, or say I got a whole heap of money, I definitely accept that with open arms, because it makes it easier for me to manipulate. It makes it easier for me to, bind and tie, to these contracts and agreements and whatever. You feel me? Because you like me. it's not business no more. You're not thinking about, well, damn, maybe this percentage is bad. Maybe I should ask for 30 more percent. You're not even going to think like that, and you might even take less than you're supposed to because you think you're dealing with a friend. You think you're dealing with somebody that like you. So the best, the number one, and these niggas is not your friend. Stay on guard, and it's always business, never personal, man.
That's real.
Definitely,
right there.
Man. That's a big lesson, too, especially when you start really finding out who really your friends is when that bag comes. That's where you start really seeing a lot of people change. Because as soon as that money get in, we've seen it time and time again with many crews and many friends, as a matter of fact. And then they go back and you hear them talk about, man, the best times that we had recording was when we didn't have money. Now we have money.
Right.
Nobody's speaking. There's issues. There's beef. It's crazy.
Because
like
them
that.
niggas, because them niggas thought they was friends. They thought each other was friends. So they looking at the whole time apart like, damn, yo, we was doing this, we was attacking each other for money, and no, y'all was really being yourself. That's the real. That's the real. I mean, niggas don't really want to keep it a back. Niggas was being themselves. All that friendship was the cap. Niggas got this shit reversed, and as long as people see these things from the reverse spectrum, it's gonna always be a gaffle or just a loophole for a manipulator to work on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell by what I'm saying to you, like, if it's a manipulator in the room, they not gonna fuck with me, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's 90% of these record execs, or 90% of these fake ass CEOs. So that's why I'm doing my own thing, and that's why, you might have seen me attached to certain situations I'm not attached to no more. I threw shit on my back. I mean, I got room for it, like, in more situations. So let's just keep it moving. But that's why. You know what I'm saying? That shit is not real, man. Like, you gotta be real. I mean, you keeping it real with yourself, and you safe. You say the minute you start lying to yourself, like, oh, these niggas is my mans, and yo, they bringing me here because they love me, my nigga. I done been brought places. Niggas been tried to cap like it was out of love. And, yo, I want you to come to the studio, but the nigga ain't called me to come to the good studio. The nigga called me to go to the studio where it might be some static. He called me to come to the studio in the projects that he never went to before. So you got to learn how to read between the lines, man. You feel me?
Yeah, and one thing about we run by the industry, ZAZA, is when you see situations like King was saying, a lot of times people will work out of an opportunity, and even worse, exploitation. And that's where you got to stay on your P's and Q's about understanding, are these dealings authentic? You don't necessarily have to be friends with somebody, but are those dealings authentic from how it is mutually beneficial for all parties involved? And like you said about the dealing, I've never forgot this episode of Justice League, the cartoon, from when Wade Allen and the Manueller, of course, saying, shout to J.K. Simmons and C.C.H. Pounder, respectively, in those voice roles, and they were having a discussion, and Allen's character was telling, Weller, when one side gains ground and the other side loses, that's not a compromise, that's a surrender. And you should never, ever let anybody gain ground over you to where you're losing it, to where you have no traction, and ultimately you have to wave the white flag because you perished off a lack of knowledge, and now, your platoon of common sense done got lost behind it. When you think about how hip-hop is marketed today, when you think about we wanted to ask you, too, also about the situation of what Pete Rock posted on, IG about what he had to say about Funk Flex in terms of how, Flex Now, I'll preface this by saying, I will be the first to say that Funk Flex has earned his position because he paid his dues to get to where he is. I won't say he hasn't, but conversely speaking, Flex is a corporate guy now, and we all know this. We're not going to be on off the cuff talking shit about him just for whatever. No, we know Flex is a corporate guy, and basically Rock called him out about it. You know, that he doesn't really try to really push the real, you know, the hip hop that needs to get out there. Real is such a. Well, go ahead, please.
I feel like, I didn't really catch the P-Rock thing, but I caught the Conway situation with Flex. I mean,
right, and that's where Pete Rock said something about that, and I think in a response to it. King was the one that posted it on our page. She can break it down a little bit better than I can.
Copy. I feel like, man, High 97 is a corporation, bro. Like, they never played the real shit. They never did. Like, they played, and if it was the real shit that was able to break mainstream. You know what I'm saying? It was real, but it was like some of Nas shit. You know what I'm saying? But I look at it like to be expecting that and to be mad about that is to already show what your allegiance was already to the whole time. Like what we doing here? Like even niggas is underground, rough, rugged, and raw, and we coming to bring the pain, and we raging against the machine, or we the machine, or we the oil in the machine. Which one is it? Because I don't be knowing sometimes, man. Like you get behind a rapper and you like, all right, man, I'm here. I mean, I'm here for all the pain, all that dark shit, all that shit you've been through, all that hurt, nigga. I'm here, nigga. I relate to that. And as soon as a nigga get a bag, nigga putting on super tight shorts and choker chains, but he a real nigga though. Like, let's not forget. Like, people forget because these niggas start buying this shit that these niggas are no longer real niggas. No, that's the same nigga that'll put hands on you. It's just what they hold value, what they place value in has been revealed. Like, everybody like to say change. No, I like to say reveal. Nothing changed. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we've been bamboozled. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of underground artists talking that talk like they gonna stand up for the culture until, you know, Money Man over here come drop the duffel bag on them, and now these niggas is spokespeople for the whole system or for everything that they stood against. So I really don't be even buying the shit that these niggas. I don't give a fuck about. Be honest with you. To be super honest, I don't give a fuck about Funk Flex. I don't give a fuck about P-Rock. I don't give a fuck about none of them niggas, bro. And I'm not saying that out of disrespect. I'm saying that because I'm in the dirt. I'm in the dirt, and I've been in the dirt, and I know about 100 niggas in the dirt. And some people has already been attached to their business and all that. And we still in the dirt, my guy. And we super fire. We out here going crazy. And ain't nobody shedding a light on us, and we can't blame that on no fucking Funk Flex, bro. How you gonna blame that on Flex? He's one DJ. He got one slot of Hot 97. To say that that's Flex's fault is to say everything else is powerless. You might as well call Flex a god then. See, niggas' whole thinking is fucked up, right?
And you know what?
Yeah.
And you know what? To further build on that, you make a lot of exact points, man, because even when you ask a lot of these guys, and we went through that stage, they'll talk all that, yeah, we're going to fight for the underground. We're going to have to be there for the little guy talk, but they'll turn down all the platforms like us that give them that voice, you know? So
yeah,
it's like we looking in the public eye, we're looking at, okay, they say that they're standing up for us, but they want to charge us a fee just to talk to them. So I was like, what is it, Uchiwali or One Mic? Like, you standing up because, you know, we're giving you a platform.
Right. Nah, B, but you know, see, you on your grizzly, you on your grind, and you on the come up. Like, I'm on the come up, bro. Like, so I respect the whole situation. Like, for me to be on the come up and to be delusional about it like I'm already on is already setting me up for failure. So I'm pretty sure a lot of them niggas you reached out to, like, yo, throw me $50 or charge you or whatever, tried to charge you or whatever, them niggas is not on. Those are not them niggas. You heard? I'm pretty sure that. And for them niggas to even try to do that to you in a minuscule way shows what they character like, and it's definitely going to show what they want. And, like, they going to have a bunch of niggas charging them and jerking them because that's what they like. That's what they attract. You know what I'm saying? You just keep being genuine, and we going to have some bomb-ass interviews like these. You're going to meet another nigga just like me on the same type of time and probably different perspective, and love how and let it do this shit the right way. You know what I'm saying? Organically. Fuck them other niggas. You don't need them niggas anyway.
And that's real, man, because one thing about it with this show, we'll be the first to tell anybody we're not the Breakfast Club, we're not Hot 97, we're not any of those quote-unquote major outlets. But if they put our show against their show, I'll bet on our show all days that end with Y. Why? Because I know what we stand for. And that's a real that was a real big point you made, ZAZA, about, you know, head to charge on Off the Cuff Radio. We don't put anybody on blast, but me and my brother, we've talked about this because, you know, we work hard. A shout out to so many of the other people, because we don't do this ourselves, because we have a lot of people who really, really, really have come through for us. We do a lot of legwork, but that don't mean that we ain't got other people, you know, who run that marathon with us. But anyway, I digress, because there was a big artist. I'm not going to say where they're from. They're just from down south. That's all I'm going to say. And I hit him on Twitter. And, you know, look at his Instagram and everything. Dude got the jewels. He got the bling. He got the big-ass Maybach in the video, in the pic. And we're thinking, and I'm thinking like, yo, and he's all right. So, you know, I hit him on the DM and was like, you know, we got a show. This was about 3-4 years ago. So I'm like, yo, you know, because we knew he wasn't out there like that. And I was like, you know, okay, let me reach out to him. And I'm like, you know, so this dude hits me back talking about, ooh, I'll do it for $100. I tell King, and we're like, no, we're not paying this dude $100 to do an interview.
And
you know, it's like,
like, bro, what is you going to do with $100 anyway? Like, really, like, I'm really going to send you this $100 for what, bro? Like, that's not nothing you could tell your man, yo, I got $100 to do an interview, but you got a Maybach in your shit. Like, I don't know, shit backwards.
And a whole bunch of, and you know, ZAZA, I didn't even think about that until you just said it. And that was 4 years ago. So I was looking at on principle, he was asking us to pay. Because we that's not something we make a practice of. Our thing is, if you want to be on our show, we would love for you to be on. We've had legends be on our show. You know, we've had the underground champions like yourself on the show. We love everybody that comes on our show because you give us the time, you give us your courtesy, you give us your generosity. So we're not about you got to be a big name to come on. You know, if we think your shit is hot, you know, we want you to come on. But it's like, you just hit me over the head with that, like $100. Like, what is he going to do with $100? And he got a whole bunch of big-ass chains on and a jewelry and a Maybach. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, on principle, like you said, $100. And he's like, I'm like, dude, $100 shouldn't be nothing for you. I mean, we're giving you exposure. It's like, but.
He must have really needed that 100.
Yeah, because, you know, but one thing about it is that when you're dealing with journalism like we do, and there's always artists out there, we've dealt with a few who thought that they were bigger, you know, that they were way big and thought they were too good to come on our show, and that's okay. We got no bad words to say about them. But we've had people that were, you know, it's saying, we're like, we're going to go on with it. But it's not the first time. I mean, I remember years ago, you know, when, you know, because it's not just our outlet. I remember years ago when Lauryn Hill, you know, she was charging people like this crazy fee to do interviews and everything. So it's like everybody's going to have their positions on what they're going to try to get out of it. And the game is different now. You know, as we move forward, we've seen podcasting over the past 5, 6, 10 years really become a thing. We see a lot of people really getting into it to really want to expand the scope of it. And in a sense, it's given us more of a chance to see artists, I think, in a more candid or, for some cases, counterfeit capacity. When you see artists now, especially from the street element, because you really came from it, when you see a lot of artists trying to claim that they really from the block, how they were doing this, that, and the other, and you're smirking, so I'm like, I know we about to get a hell of an answer with this shit. When you see a lot of artists playing with stuff out there, and they know that they lying, and you know, and we know that they lying, but they still trying to play it up. How do you feel from a perspective of knowing you've lived it, you know what the dangers are, what you've seen, and then somebody essentially making a mockery, you know, being fraudulent in their, you know, gully?
Yeah. First and foremost, the niggas is police. That's number one. You know what I mean? So I say, you know, you Tekashi type shit, that's like prime example of that type of shit. I mean, he wasn't a informant or nothing like that. He just really wasn't about that life. He really was. Right. He had nothing to do with that type of lifestyle. So him perpetrating the fraud got him tied up in the lifestyle, and only thing somebody not in that lifestyle or not, you know, actually living that lifestyle but perpetrating their living that lifestyle would do is find any way to backpedal their ass back to their real lifestyle, which is a good kid, or, you know, maybe it's a working 9-to-5 nigga, I don't know. Maybe it's a lover boy, but it definitely don't be the street shit. So those niggas is just away from being a rat or a snitch. And all they do is trick niggas out of their position every day. You know what I'm saying? Because, for example, when a street nigga, a person that's been incarcerated, or a person that's actually sold drugs or did this, that, and the third, actually speaks on it, they speak on it with some type of substance, some type of conviction, and they usually got, you know, it's about something. Like, it's not trying to get people to replicate what they did. It usually got a growth process to it. So the shit that I'm hearing now is just like from the niggas who's pump faking. For instance, I said one of these pump faking niggas got shot, right? And they got hyped. Right. They got a buzz for getting shot. Every song is going to be about them getting shot now. Every song, like, it's just they mixtapes, videos. It's just all going to be wrapped around the gimmick of getting shot. Now, it's a whole growth process, whole storyline to that shit. But why we going to demonize the subject? Why is niggas not showing the growth with it? Why is no substance with it? It's just repetitious fuckery. So, again, you got the rat who also tricks niggas out their position in the street, in the physical. Then you got the rapper nigga that's not really like that, tricking the youth and tricking other elders without common sense out their position in everyday life, thinking this shit is really reality. You gonna run down and drill something and spin around where, bro? Where? Like, where you got niggas spinning and shooting at the same time, bro? And if you even trying to do it, you definitely a fool. You don't need to be outside, and you a fucking part of the problem. And I may seem like I'm a part. I know I come from the problem, but I'm bringing an answer. I'm bringing some answers. I'm bringing subject matter. I'm bringing a growth process. I'm not trying to Nigga, I don't want to do this shit, and I hope you don't want to do it, and I'm going to advise your son why he shouldn't do it. Now, let me tell you the reasons why. Listen to my music. That's my perspective with it. I'm never going to wear that shit as a jacket. Like, that's just something I've been through. People have and are going through the same things, the same problems, same situations, same hurt. So I gravitate towards helping rather than, people fucking helping me, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's why I come from my music with that perspective. You know what I mean? But, yeah, man, like, you can always tell what's real and what's fake, my nigga. Like, what your moms went through. You know what I mean? What happened when you was sleeping over at your cousin's crib? Niggas ain't want to give you a blanket because it was only two. Like, get deep. Let me hit some intricacies because that's how you could tell us the truth. You know what I'm saying? Certain key points, certain things, you like, nah, that's too deep. Like, you had to be there. Like, I'm actually seeing this shit, bro. Now, either you are the greatest storyteller alive or this shit is real. And I think niggas know I ain't the greatest storyteller alive. I think I only got 2 storytelling songs. It's just the subject matter is raw and you can relate, or most people can relate. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing about, and the reality is that when you listen to certain people, you can tell, and it's not necessarily the definitive metric, but it is a metric of authenticity. When you hear certain rappers, we may have heard a lot of things about Fat Joe on certain things. Joseph Cartagena and Pussy are never words used in the same sentence ever. We've never heard anything about Fat Joe being a punk in the street ever. We've never heard anything about Griselda being punks in the street. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of artists we've never heard. Well, such and such guy ran off the block. We've never heard Lakey the Kid. Shout out to QB. We've never heard any stories about Lakey the Kid getting ran off by nobody.
Lakey the Kid, that's the big homie though.
Man, shout out to Lakey, man, with that 41st side he dropped back in 2001.
Word. Shout out Iron 3 and all of them, man. Word,
yes,
Big
man.
Queen.
B12, all them, man. Germ, Foul Monday, you know what I'm saying? That whole dude, that man. When I
was just watching a documentary about the nigga Sherm the Worm. Word.
Oh man, it is. I laugh when you said that, Zaza, because King and B always had discussions about that off the air about Sherm. I think it's just because of the name itself. But we know Sherm was a serious dude. We're not laughing at him, of course. Right. But one thing about it though, with we always chuckle about it because we always laugh how him and Prodigy do not like each other at all. Rest in peace, Prodigy. It's like them dudes. It was like, man, But
well, I ain't never lived out there, so I couldn't really, talk too much about it. I could just, the same way y'all heard the story, I heard the story. So if I had to think, I would think like, Sherm the Worm really active. He's really out there risking his life, doing all type of crazy
he was.
cowboy
was
shit.
Really with it out there.
And he see Prodigy getting rich off of the image of living that lifestyle. Not saying that Prodigy didn't do his thing, you know what I'm saying? But I see it all the time, like, you know what I'm saying? It don't really happen with me because the street niggas know I play. Like, I'm still playing. Like, so they ain't looking at me no type of way. Like, whatever I could have on, whatever fucking chain I want, that shit, I deserve it. Like, I'm deserving. I don't look like I shouldn't have it on. I wear whatever leathers, watches, whatever the fuck I want to wear. Because I look like I deserve it. The street niggas know I banged. I put it in. So it might not have been that type of idea, you know what I'm saying, with Prodigy. This is all speculation, too. I don't have no information or nothing. This is just you know, me watching the DVDs and watching the documentaries and shit myself. You know what I mean? But maybe he felt like, you know, he deserved that shit. He deserved those type of. And unfortunately, man, them niggas, like, it was destructive, you know what I'm saying? But they did give these places an identity. Niggas like the Sherman Worms, you know what I'm saying? Niggas did give these certain places identities, bro. Pistol Pete's and all of them. They might be hated for their activities, but, you know, Soundview will forever be known because of that nigga. You know what I'm saying? And so forth and so on with the legend niggas. But, you know, they get their flowers off these DVDs after they get these football numbers. And that's just, you know, how life play the fuck out. I ain't with none of that.
Yeah, you know, I think there's always a fascination with it because we look at it, when we look at it, you know, you from up top, so when I name these names, you're going to know. Of course, Black Just, rest in peace, you know, Boy George Rivera.
That's a fact.
Of course.
Yo.
Go ahead.
Speaking of Boy George, nigga, it's so real. Nigga, shout out my son Renegade, man. We had his building, nigga. The building they was pumping out of, nigga, on 136 in Willis, nigga. I had the building, nigga. All red brownstone. It was all red. It's still red. Steps red, everything red. Bro, niggas was pumping out of that joint all day, all night. I got no sleep, 100,000 packs. I knocked the plug out. I knocked the weed plug out on the Ave. All these niggas noticing. Fuck you, Dimes R Russ niggas too. Pardon me. But yeah, it was. I had that nigga Boy George building, bro. Like, and it was so crazy that he wasn't there for eons, bro. But the nigga building was such a landmark for the food that it still had a flow till this day.
And you figure Boy George been gone damn near what, like 20 years?
Till this fucking day, that building is a number spot. Right now, this is one of the only number spots right there in the South Bronx. Not the lotto number, you know, the hood numbers.
Right.
They still got it, bro.
Yeah.
That's right across the street from Mitchell Project.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you know, Rich Porter, you know, I mean, all those guys, man. I mean, you know, it's a lot of his, you know, when we think about that element, of course, Supreme, you know, McGriff, you know, that those figures really help, you know, what me and King call that old New York, you know, when you really had, like, when going outside really meant literally life or death back then, and it still is to a degree. But it's like back in the day, you really, really had to be a real live nigga out there to really understand it. All the way out
like,
against the gym. Yeah. Go ahead.
Back, it seemed like, I mean, as around, that was a little bit before I jumped off the porch. I mean, I'm 37. So, I would say, like, you had to really, like, you wasn't outside if you wasn't about that action, bro. Like, you was not going to be outside if you was not about, like, and now today, it's like you could be, everybody's outside. Everybody's outside, and everybody's pretending like they about that action. So everybody's really running scared and on eggshells. That's why you see so many niggas get shot in the stupidest ways, like, or the stupidest violence. Like, the scenarios don't make sense. The scenarios is not adding up to anybody with some sense, and that's because this shit is happening. This shit is happening off of a whole demographic of people pump faking in fear. Like, this is not them. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas, the killers is in the crib, man. You heard? The killers is in the crib, bro. They not outside doing felonious activities with folly and trying to chase this. Niggas is 2 million. Niggas I don't even listen. Niggas like, yo, why you don't be outside? Why you don't go to these clubs, that club? I'm active, nigga. Bro, I went to a club one time and seen the nigga I booked. I seen the nigga I booked, and he spent, and this is the crazy thing, and what had me reevaluate my life, my nigga. This is the start of me reevaluating my life right here, bro. Damn, I can't remember, but I'm at the Garage. It's called the Garage. It's a nightclub in the Bronx, Northeast Bronx. So I'm in there, and I see a nigga look familiar. So I look again, and it's the nigga that I booked, but I masked up. So I kid you not, I think I might have had like $80, some bullshit in my pocket. And I booked him. That's money gone, all that shit gone. Bro, this nigga in there with wild bread, buying wild liquor, like nothing happened, bro. Like nothing ever happened, bro. So I had to look at my situation like, yo, bro, this shit you doing for cheap come-ups and cheap thrills, my nigga, that's not your lifestyle, so you're not going to be able to attain it. You're going to have to work. You're going to have to find something, find a niche and work that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at something. Like, it's an embarrassment. This is all that's going on in my head in the club. So that's 2 lessons right there. Like, why I don't really be in the club or be in them bars like that. If it's not really about business or it's not really a lit situation, I'm probably not there.
Yeah, when it's everybody has their different trajectory. I'm older now. I'm 44. Had a
that was years and years ago. That was a minute ago.
Right.
I ain't recent.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and it's like from that perspective, man, it's like, when I go to the clubs now, it's like it's just different. It's not about how we used to really have fun, and that was like over 10 years ago. It's just changed so much. The energy's different. Everybody want to be on their phones. It's like nobody's really dancing, having a good time. And then also, too, as you get older, your vision changes, your priorities mature. You like you said, if it's not necessarily business related, it's not really. I'm not trying to relive my youth. I'm pretty much. I'm content to let the young kids out there have it today. And my thing is, I ain't that bitter old man. I'm like, look, y'all youngins go out and have y'all fun. It's okay. But especially what we do with the show, we really have put a lot into doing this. So it's like we're more. If we do go out. If King goes out somewhere or I go out somewhere, he's in North Carolina, I'm in Virginia. If we hit certain spots, it's to network, and potentially if we see somebody come to town, maybe we might even get blessed enough we can bring them on the show. But we move different with it. And we also understand the dangers out there, too, because, like you said, when the killers are inside, the killers understand they might do some shit if they get outside. So their thing is, let me see my thing, not because I'm scared, but because I know if somebody comes wrong, how I'm going to react.
Little niggas. Niggas is not scared. I don't know what these little niggas be thinking, man, but niggas is not scared of these little retarded niggas, man. Like, you feel me? All these, like, listen, all the realest gangs, the realest blocks, we done started them, and our fathers done started them shits, man. These niggas is grandkids and little nephews, man. Like nobody is scared of them. Niggas is more scared of themselves, number one. I know this is my reasoning. And I mean, I'm more scared of what I'm going to do to you for you not knowing who you fucking actually talking to or who you might be striking at the time. And, then what was the second shit? Damn, I had a little motherfucking head. I seen my wife. He lost my goddamn trajectory. But yeah, man. Fast forward.
Right. It's okay. Yeah, get your thoughts. It's all good. Yeah, but we get you. We feel you, man. And the thing is that what a lot of these youngins out here got to understand is this. Like you said, niggas who really was in the jungle with the machete cutting through the bush. And then with that game hunting, these dudes already been out there. They've seen the worst and survived it. And now what we have is you don't see a lot of these young kids out here who really, it's like for them, how do I word this appropriately? Because I don't want to short anybody who's really a young lion out there really getting it. But a lot of these youngins, they get a romanticized view of what they see online, what they see a lot of these rappers doing, and they think they can get out there too. We come from an era before social media. This is what I tell a lot of these youngins out here. We come from an era where your reputation spoke for yourself on the block. If you was really busting, you know, whether you was busting caps or whether you was busting raps or whether you was busting down, you know, them O's, making it go. You know,
you better live at least 30. You better live at least 40% of what you're talking about.
Oh yeah,
40%, and that's me being generous.
Yeah. These niggas be getting themselves into shit. I mean, and the only way they know to get out of it is pictures and movies and radios and songs they seen, which is what got them into shit in the first place. Because when they in the cell and they snitching, they really them. That's really them. They innocent, really good, really in fear, really scared kids. Like, I played with them things, man. So a nigga can't tell me nothing, bro. Anytime I kept it on me, I was scared, nigga. Anytime I kept it on me, I was in fear, and I wasn't playing. I'm not about to go. I'm not me, nigga. You heard? I got mad shit I gotta do. So I know what the whole root origin of this, whether any side of this fight. This shit is based in fear, my nigga. I mean, the minute you don't deal with these young niggas in a fearful manner, and you deal with them like the children, the kids they are, that shit be reaching them. I do it all the time. The old niggas. See, I'm older, but I'm not that. I got one hand with the young niggas, one hand with the older niggas. So I could tap in. I could bring the information from the elders and digest it and regurgitate it to them. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I could speak their language. A lot of these older niggas can't speak their language. They can't even get in the same realm as the young niggas because they looking awkward. You know what I'm saying? Or niggas smelling like a bunch of oils from the early 90s. Like, yo, it's just certain things, certain ways you got to move to get the young niggas respect. You know what I'm saying? So once I speak to a young nigga, for instance, this is a quick story. This
go ahead,
just happened.
We got time.
I'm on my block, and there's two young niggas. They smoking or whatever. They look a little wild. You know what I'm saying? They look like they be outside doing what they do. So I really just walked up to the little niggas like, yo, like, what's wrong with y'all? Like really, what's wrong with y'all? And then the little nigga looked, the tall little nigga looked, nigga, he was about to get a haircut. He looked like, huh? I'm like, yo, nah, like, really, like, I really could be having this shit on my mind. Like, what really be making y'all do the shit y'all do, like, violently in the streets? Like, what's the motive? I mean, what's the cause? I swear to you, the little nigga did a Michael Jackson slide over to my side and pointed at his man and said, yo, that ain't me. That's these niggas. Talk to these niggas. Now, this was the craziest thing. The nigga I was talking to, he had just got his cut. As the day went on, he was talking to females on the phone, real savvy, charisma, got style. The other nigga that he pointed to, that he said was the problem, had the scars on his face, scruffy. He didn't get a haircut, I guess, because he didn't have the finances. Shades on, hoodie, hot hoodie on. So I'm like, damn, bro, this shit is real weird. I've been both these niggas, like, you feel me? I've been both of these niggas before. The greasy nigga that ain't got it, he can't go get his cut, but he following around because his man give him some light. This nigga so much in the dark, just his man spirit, his man energy give him some light. And the craziest thing is his man is a helper. His man is a light worker in his own way. He giving this nigga positive energy. This nigga talking about females like they don't mean nothing. The sharp one, the one that was bright. So I was just looking, I dissect shit on all levels, bro. Like, And I use this shit I know to build with the youth. You feel me? You think I'm gonna? I put this shit on, and the young niggas. Word of my mother, the young niggas like, yo, you the flyest older nigga I know. Stacks. Niggas call me Stacks. That's some older shit. Niggas like, you the flyest nigga I know, bro. Flyest older nigga I know. And these is niggas that's outside, young niggas that's around, young fly niggas. They do they bank shit, scam and shit, all that. But these niggas look up to me. And this is a fact. You heard? And they hold me up. They don't be violating and talking to me crazy or none of that, because as a man, I spoke to them as what they are. Y'all niggas are not men yet. Y'all niggas are not mature yet. I'm not going to force you in that position, because that's what got you out here with the hammer in the first place. You heard? I'm going to give you that console, and I'm going to give you that empathy that ain't around no more. That's why my music's so hard now, because ain't nobody have no empathy for me. So I'm giving everybody fire. You ain't going to get... It's hard for me to make a light verse. You feel me? And this is really the inner workings. This is how I move. You feel me? I didn't know if we was going to have the visual video, because I was so pissed that my phone fucked up, because I was planning to go down by 41st and have all my young boys behind me in the video. Just cause it's a new interview, and I ain't been making, some type of visual impressions. My last interview was cool, but I want to up it. You know what I'm saying? So, we ain't do the video, but respectfully, that's my type of time. I call these little niggas retarded. I call them little crazy names, but they know I love them to death. They know I'm going to be the one that really getting their ass the right way. I'm not going to be giving them no packs. I'm not giving them no hammers, none of that, because I can hold myself down. I don't need these young niggas for no protection. That's a big thing with these young niggas too. A lot of these young niggas don't even know it, but they are hired protection. You heard? Hired.
That's real, man.
Man, that's way real.
That's some real talk right there, man. Because that's real talk, man. Because that's the responsibility. That's the responsibility of the elders, man. Is to take responsibility and have the youth follow them. See, I think that's what the old vanguard kind of fears, is the youth movement, because they're bringing new energy, and new energy kind of scares them.
That's true. It's a fire that unfortunately is more chaotic than our fire. Our fire was ablaze and all that, but our fire, even though we was wilding, our fire still had some discipline, because no matter what a nigga, however wild a nigga thought he was, if you was on an island, it probably was a god body in your crib. Probably was 5% Mason in the next cell, or somebody with some wisdom around. Ain't none of that. Ain't none of that. These young niggas can't find that shit out here. And all the wise ones is like, listen, man, before I keep casting my pearls among swine, man, I'm going to take my shit, make a nice necklace for my wife, man, and get up out of here. And that's almost my outlook. You know what I'm saying? But the music should keep me going, keep me driven to stay attached to the future and all of that. But shit, I be wanting to say fuck you little niggas too, man. Y'all niggas go bug out and do what y'all want to do and self-destruct. And it's crazy. KRS-One nigga told niggas, man. Self-destruction, man. Fucking headed for self-destruction. You already told niggas. Shout out to Master Teacher, though.
Definitely. When you look at the game, when you look at it right now, too, ZAZA, who would you like to work with as you keep going in your career?
Well, I definitely want to work with my son, Kingpin. I got a track with him and Shaheem, the Rugged Child. I got a track with them, but I want to make a track with him exclusively. Like, if I could get in the studio and get right, do that. Hush Kingpin. Definitely Rock Marcy. That's definitely if I had to choose, like, if niggas like, yo, who your favorite rapper right now, today, I would have to say Rock Marcy. You know what I mean? Killer Priest. Because he changed my life. His music changed my life. His music really is different. I haven't been too caught up on him recently, but I just know Heavy Mental is legendary. And if you never heard Heavy Mental by Killer Priest, you're cheating yourself, bro.
Man, that album was crazy. Yo.
That was heavy.
One of the craziest albums I have and still have ever heard, ever, bro. Like, as far as just raw hip-hop, conscious, little street, the production, everything. And that shit touches your soul. I don't know what he was, I hope I could, get a chance to one-on-one with the guys, but I don't know what he was on, what he was going through, but that nigga's soul is in that fucking CD, in that project right there, bro.
There are albums, ZAZA and King, that really resonate in terms of they're dope conceptually, but then they reach a deeper depth of artistic achievement and outright brilliant geniusness. Razzcast, shout out to Raz, who was on our 500 show. Soul on Ice is one of them. Killer Priest Heavy Mental is another. Caribbean rock films. Go ahead.
Let's not forget Behold the Black Horse, the Rock Marcy joint. That project.
Yeah. Shout out to Rock
Marcy. From beginning, I know every song bar for bar, and I'm not a rap fan type nigga. Like, you gotta rap. Like, you gotta be that nigga. Like, I just started liking Hope. Like, you gotta really be that nigga with the bars, bro. And rock from beginning to end. Flexed on that shit, bro.
You think of albums like Cool G Rap's, DJ Polo, Live and Let Die. Some of the shit G Rap was spitting. Some of the stuff G Rap was spitting was just on some God level and sin. He had lyrics like, "So you don't want to get loose, chief, because I'm giving more flat lines to niggas than loose leaves." Yeah. I was like, holy shit. Just the narrative. The nigga was painting movies on a fucking album. That's.
Yeah, he was on that. He was really on that Don shit. He was really on this mafioso. Hitman's vibe. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Daddy IU too. Smooth criminal nigga. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in the crates, bro. Like, wherever niggas trying to go with it, I'm in the crates, bro. Like, I fuck with LP and them niggas too. Big Just, them niggas too. MF Doom, MF Grimm. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, MF Doom. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that villainy with him and Madlib. Oh my God.
I was fucking with him since food. Food. Yeah, he was just rapping about foods and metaphoric senses.
Doomsday, the debut.
Crazy, bro. Operation Doomsday and all that.
Doom creativity is out of this world, man. And even going on to one of my favorite MCs, Sean Price, man, Monkey Bars.
Oh, yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah.
Like, I felt, now that right there, to me, I felt a big piece of New York died when he went out. For real, on that scale. Because he
not a big piece of New York, but an even bigger piece of underground hip hop, bro. Because he kept these niggas in check. You know what I'm saying? Facts. Like I didn't know boy personally, but you could see from a distance, even if like it was only sturdy timing around P, man. Like, you could be joking and all that, but when it came to that pen or it came to that writing, he wasn't letting you slack. He wasn't letting you come around with no goofy bullshit. You had to come with that shit, bro. And if he is around, just knowing he existed in the rap shit, in the underground rap circuit, it made a lot of niggas go hard, bro. You could tell a lot of niggas fell back and lost a lot of inspiration when he passed. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rock Ness. He's still killing. I mean, he's still out there killing. I fuck with P all the way. Flow crazy, off the top crazy. It's even crazier personality, man. I love niggas like that, man. Facts.
Yeah. And on top of that, I remember the YouTube special, the YouTube video that he used to do, where he did his own version of MTV Cribs. That shit had me weak.
See, that's like, you could tell, like, the two grungiest niggas did that shit. The two grimiest niggas. You got Redman and Sean P. You know what I mean? Two grimiest niggas did that fake MTV Crib shit. Just goes to show you that they was trying, like, how MTV Cribs is playing us. Like, nigga, we ain't got no mansions. We ain't walking in no 200 fucking 1,000 square foot lawns and shit like that. We don't know about that. That shit is kind of teasing us. Like, it's kind of a mockery if you want to get deep like that. But if you see how them niggas did it, since they own the slums. Niggas live in the slums talking, but them niggas own that shit. So what they did, they took MTV Cribs and shitted on it with the hood. How you shit on mansions and all that, the hood aspect of life. That's how strong our persona is, bro. And those is the most watched situations. Redman, MTV, fake MTV Cribs will be remembered as long as MTV be fucking remembered. And Sean Price situation, if you underground, you'll never forget that moment. Even a lot of the mainstream cats, you'll never forget that moment. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the power of, I mean, poverty, man. That's the power of us, man. You know what I'm saying? We could flip that whole situation and bring them niggas to an apartment and make them air that shit. That's tough.
And it's wild because that's really Redman's house. You know, that was really his house. You know, and a lot of people think, a lot of people.
I don't know. I think it was one of his houses. I think that was the house he came up from and never sold it. But I highly doubt Redman was living in that shit.
But I think,
Red Money is good, man. I mean, just the way he, I was just saying, just the way he, you can tell guys like that, he saves and invests a lot of his bread too. But he's not really a flasher.
Right. Right.
And it's wild. It's because I think I'm trying to think what interview he was on because was he on Drink Champs?
It was either Drink Champs or I think it was on Combat Jack where he admitted that.
Yeah, but he talked about how he initially had bought that brownstone for like, I guess a little bit of money back in the day, and I think that thing is worth like $300,000-$400,000 now, or more.
But Red more now.
Yeah, and this is New York City prices, But the thing, but it's like with Jersey rather. But Red, is just one of the most lyrically insane geniuses ever to do it. And when you meet, and I shout to Red enough. I met them some years ago. Red is like one of the coolest niggas ever in the history of cool. Funny as fuck. Even with the wealth he has, and he's got money, but he's not a dude that wears it like that, which you really respect because he has it, but he had a nice-ass Rolex with a diamond bezel on it, but it wasn't even, like, busted down. It was just a nice little diamond bezel with a gold Rolex, but he can afford that. But it's just talking to him and Meth, they're just two guys like, they're two of your cousins or your uncles, and you're just chopping it up with them, man. And when you see those guys, it really you really respect how they've been so successful yet so humble. I know Red is concerned about the culture, and Meth is concerned about the culture. Meth's wondering, when Meth said it a couple of years back about where all these new rappers getting their money from, because Meth said, I've been doing this 30 years. I can account for all of my money. He's like, where are these guys getting their money from? And he wasn't saying that hating, but
these niggas do so many shows, man. These young niggas got so many situations where they get shows because they could bring a nice amount of people. It's a lot of avenues for these young kids to make money, man, with this music.
Mm-hmm.
For real. Look at the K Flock boy.
Yeah. I mean, but when you look at social media, it's different now because a lot of these kids back in the day, man, I mean, you had to rely on a label back in the day to get on, and then hopefully you could get a budget for a video. Now these kids are getting out here and they doing it themselves, which we love because that's what hip hop is about.
Yeah, my boy Shaheem was, I think, the first child rapper. Him and you got him and Lil Vicious. I mean, they just did a track together and all that, but shout out Shaheem, man. Word.
Yeah, the rugged child, man. I mean, a veteran in this game. I mean, when you look at a lot of the older artists and you see them still contributing, because hip-hop sadly seems to be, well, rap music rather, because hip-hop culture is forever no matter who you are, how old you are, what color you are. If you really understand it and, do the knowledge and live it, you're always going to be in. But we look at rap music and we see how, sadly, it seems to be the one genre that they're always trying to push the old artists out of, saying that they're not relevant anymore. How does it feel for you, ZAZA, to see the vets like Cool G Rap, Meth, Griselda, because they're older and they're doper than a lot of these dudes out here. Jay-Z, Nas, how does it feel to see them still being such stalwarts in the game, still being influential?
All right. My answer is not going to be that popular, but I love all of them cats. I listen to all of their music, but I think they need to do something else. And like business wise, create opportunities for the youth and let new talent be seen. Foster new perspectives, new ideas, and stop trying to marginalize this talent to where it's only to a specific few people's advantage. Like, let this shit go. I mean, it's a lot of music, it's a lot of artists in New York, especially, that can't really get through the door, not really because of finances, but because it's too many of them in the way. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't mean to sound selfish or sound, you know what I mean, on some ungrateful shit. I love them niggas to death. But I want to hear new music. I want to hear new people. I want to hear new sounds. I want to hear new, just new shit. And they kind of making it hard because, and this is one thing I'm going to make evident so it don't sound like I'm just talking shit. Like, yeah, you got the South. You got niggas like Goody Mob. You got niggas like Scarface. You got niggas like Ludacris. You got big names in the South, bro. They don't be in a way. Them niggas all got other businesses. They all doing other shit and making ways for their young guys, making ways for the new talent to keep their city up. Because they know they already reached their peak. It would just be greedy at that point to keep doing it, or just, just fucking just weird at some point. Like, so the way I see it is this, for the record. Like, I think maybe it's because we on the Eastern Seaboard and everything over here is so expensive. You spending at such a fast rate, and it's hard to hold on to funds. That might be why New York East Coast rappers just never stop rapping. because they have to keep making money. And I don't know if a lot of them is business savvy as the South, or maybe we don't have enough room to do business, because we in a corporate city, so most of this shit is ran either by foreigners or the man, and they really, really scrutinize a black man trying to have a corporation, you know what I'm saying, or a business. So it's kind of rough. In many different angles. So I don't really, if I had to say, I don't think these guys still rapping is as organic as people may believe, because I've done studio sessions that was crazy, and I really was out of it. Like, my energy was done, vocal box done. I had to recoup. You know what I'm saying? So for these guys to be their age, to have the responsibilities that they have on the side, and to still want to perform, make new records, do venues and pop up, it's crazy to me. Like, energy wise, it's crazy to me. Only way I would be doing that is if I really need that money. I mean, and that's just my outlook on it. I mean, if that ain't what it is, that ain't what it is. But I love to hear their music, but I want to hear new shit, man. I need some room. I know plenty other niggas out here drilling. That's killing, man. I mean, everybody on my album is killing. We need some room, man. You know what I'm saying? We need some room, man.
Definitely. When you look at how, what can we do in terms of, as a culture collective, in terms of helping, the underground really push forward, in terms of, because it seems like a lot of the young people today, they're stuck on thinking hip-hop is one way in terms of the top, listen to the radio. But I'm like, no, it's more than the radio. You got to get out there and really dig, because if you really dig, you're going to find some of the hottest shit out there. Go ahead.
I mean, they babies, man. Like, they not going to do too much digging, bro. That's our responsibility, man. Like, I'm going to start doing more videos and visuals, man, in my neighborhoods and where I be at and moving around, man. Like, these young niggas respect my shit. Rap-wise, these niggas are like, yo, you this close to, they think I'm where I'm not, because they know what. Don't think these young niggas is dumb. They not dumb. These niggas just got, I think chemical imbalances and certain shit wrong with they mental. They not dumb. Like, them niggas hear good music, or they gonna let you know it's good, it's fire to, like, it might not be their thing, like what they would ride around riding to, but they will definitely salute and acknowledge good music, bro. The thing is, our music, our style is not reaching them. It's not passing the radio. We're not in their face as much as the radio is, or as much as these weird-ass videos or these weird-ass Instagram, Snapchat videos are. We're not in their face enough. You know what grown men, we're around other grown men.
Right.
Old people. Right. We're around other old people. Of course our music wouldn't be reaching them. We're not snatching them up like, yo, what y'all doing today? I don't have the money, but I promise you when I get it, this is me. Yo, what y'all doing today? We ain't doing shit. We chilling, man. Smoking, regular shit. Hey, yo, I got wow, ZAZA, bro. Come fuck with me. Yo, what you doing? Don't worry about it. Keep your money. We out. These little niggas is hopping off of that porch wherever they at, whatever corner, and they are out, bro. They pops ain't doing it. You want to know why I know they out? Because everybody thought I have an attitude problem. Everybody think I have a fucked up disposition, and that's all I was looking for. That's all I was looking for. I can tell you that. Like, all that anger shit, all that, if a grown, old, get money nigga would have pulled up on me and said, yo, I got you for the day. We out. Which, actually it has happened, but when it happened, that shit made my life better, bro. That shit made me see things different, bro. Because sometimes it takes somebody outside of your circumstance to show you that, kid, your mom's is too busy. She got worries. Your pops might, whatever the situation is, people in your immediate situation might be too caught up. You got somebody out here you don't really know, like, you got Tom. He could show you some things. He could build with you. That's what we not doing. That's why these young niggas don't know none of these tracks. And trust me, I'm saying, yo, you heard of this nigga, you heard of that nigga, you heard of this one. These niggas don't know. These niggas do not know. And I'm talking about shit that I'm like, how the fuck are y'all not? You ain't hear of this? I don't want to say no names, but I'm like, yo, you ain't hear this person? They like, nah. I'm scratching my head like, how the fuck this shit is on everything I'm looking at? Then I got to remember algorithms. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. These niggas' algorithms don't tap into underground hip-hop, the Bennies, the Conways, Stove Guards, and they shit is tapped into the K-Flocks and the boy, whatever, Blue, Blueface, all this weird shit. You know what I mean? The Missing Tooth bitch, all of this weird shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what niggas shit is tied into, bro. And not for nothing, New York got an issue, man. Like, New York got to get it together, bro. Like, I'm a New Yorker saying that. New York got to get it together. I don't give a fuck if a nigga's better than me, bro. If he's better than me, I'm fucking with him even more. This nigga shows by example by how I could move better or write better or rap better or perform better. I'm staying closer to that nigga. I don't know who raised a lot of these niggas, but a lot of these niggas, when they see you better at what you do or a specific thing, bro, them niggas is, they not only are they going to get away from you, they're going to try to have other niggas not fuck with you. Like, I don't understand the logic in that, because I'm an easy palette for you to work with to be great. You feel me? Or there's other artists out there like that. You know what I'm saying? So the ego thing with New York is really a big situation why we ain't where we should be. I mean, shout out Griselda, but it's no fucking way Griselda pushed that sound before New York for this. It's no way. It's no way. And for people to consider that is straight ludicrous. It's ludicrous. This sound is our sound. It's been our sound.
You're right.
What happened was this. Mm-hmm. What happened was this. No disrespect. I fucking love them niggas. No disrespect. But what happened was this. They made New York artists, we gonna blame P. Diddy and the rest of them niggas that's his A-likes. Shout out P. Diddy and them niggas, because I want their money too. Nigga, they had every rapper in New York, myself included, thinking you had to have a hit record to get on. They was not pumping Stay True to the Format. They wasn't pumping Stay True to New York City. They was not pumping that. They was actually mentally conditioning every young artist to have to make a hit record to succeed in hip-hop. So that's what we were doing. New York niggas, if niggas ain't noticed, had a whole moment where everybody was trying to, and we kind of doing it again in a way, but not so much so. Not so much so, but we was trying to sound like Young Jeezy. We was trying to sound like Ludacris. We was trying to sound like everything but New York niggas. That's why I got to salute Hov. He never fucked with the brain. He kept it straight New York all the way through. I got to salute him for that. You know what I mean? But everybody in New York seemed to have been chasing a hit record. And a hit record, we all know, is based on the trend. And it has a format, so you have to follow the blueprint. So if Ludacris is throwing bowls and Jeezy is pumping bricks, and this has a certain melody, it's coming with strong hooks that has strong ad-libs and repetitiveness to it, you're going to have to follow suit if you're in that time frame to have a hit record. And that's what the fuck we was doing. So we fell off.
Right.
We fell off. You feel me? I gotta keep it all the way 1,000. Then you got Mobb Deep, salute to them, but it was really kind of taking long for them to come out with projects. You know what I'm saying? So that sound, like when they dropped, why you think they sold so much? They sold so much because we was thirsty to hear that shit, bro. We was dehydrated, bro. We had a bunch of gimmicky, frolicky, and shout out to 50, but he came in sounding like a country nigga. Shout out to Fifth. He had to come in with the whole charismatic, pimp, country, southern, big on hooks type of lane. Bro, this shit was real nasty for New York. You know what I'm saying? And now we in the future. Let's fast forward. We don't even get to own our sound no more. Now the state of New York has it. Not New York City. The state of New York has our sound, and New York City has drill music.
I gotta tell you.
So if you put all that in the soup, niggas sit down and listen to this interview, it's going, like, I give niggas information. Like, I am information. So I just give that. Niggas going to dissect it later. I mean, niggas will probably play your shit back a couple times because that's how the information just going to flow. This shit is really from the source. I didn't read this shit. Nobody told me this shit. I don't have no notes. I'm doodling while I'm talking to you. This shit is really me. And I hope from me being who I am and really being open with the whole situation, speaking freely, that people could tell a difference, man. Like really tell a difference between these personas, and these images, and these actors, and the people that's really doing it for them. Like, I'm really doing it for y'all. I'm really doing it for the underdogs. I'm really doing it for my people that's been under a supremacy factor. I'm just speaking from an